This is Al Foran for Oosh TV here at the Open Workouts, and I'm here with Harlem Eubank. Harlem, how are you doing? This is a big, big week, not just for your cousin, but for the Eubank family.
That's it. I'm excited. I know Chris is going to go in there and deliver a one-sided beatdown. That's what I believe, and I'm excited for him. He gets to go in there in a sold-out stadium. And the reality in there is going to be a harsh one.
How crazy is it that here we are, 32 years later, I believe, because the Old Trafford fight was in '93, and here we are again in this state-of-the-art 60,000-seater stadium, and the sons of Nigel and Chris Senior are fighting in what is arguably, you could say, the biggest fight in British boxing history.
Yeah, it's massive. No one thought that it would happen because of the weight differences, but we're here, and they've made it work. So it's gonna be some atmosphere, and the reality, is what I'm looking forward to.
And the rehydration clause is a big thing going into this fight. How do you feel about the rehydration clause going into it? So I know there's a lot of talk around it with Chris going into it.
I don't think there's any need. If you're saying you want to challenge someone at a higher weight, you go up to their weight and fight them. That's what you do. If you want to fight a heavier guy, you don't put in clauses and all this and that to make it more controversial or closer. If you want to fight someone at a heavier weight, go up there and fight them. And that's it. That's all it needs to be.
I know you're with the outcome you want is Chris, but how does it happen? How does Chris beat Conor on Saturday night?
However he wants. I think it will be up to him. Everything will be up to him in there. The way he's dominated the presses, the mind games before, got Conor riled up. I think it'll be no different in there. He'll be able to pick and choose when he wants to do anything he wants to do, and he's openly said that as well, and I believe that will be the truth on the night.
Nigel Benn was interviewed yesterday, and he had mentioned about Chris Senior coming to the fight and wanting to embrace him with a hug after the fight, whatever the result is. How will that occur on Saturday? Nigel Benn said that yesterday.
I don't think anyone should be worried about embraces.
Yeah.
This is about a fight. I think focus on the fighting and not the emotional embraces.
I think it's enough of me being a journalist. You want to hear impressions, don't you? I'll tell you something. I'll do Tyson Fury for you, Harlem. I am looking forward to the fight. I do think it's going to be a fantastic fight.
You look a little bit like Fury too.
Well, I'll tell you something. The hair's going, so that's why I wear the huge cap. But I will do John as well. I have to tell you, when it comes to fathers in boxing, it can get very intense, Harlem. You know it all too well.
That's a scary John impression.
Well, I tell you, sometimes I can be scary, sometimes I can be a friendly giant. That's what I am. People, they misconstrue that for me, I tell you. But I know Robert De Niro is a big fan of, those fights in the 90s between Chris Senior and Nigel. And now here we are, 30 years later, and it's happening. When President Trump thinks it's great, Harlem.
There's no stopping him now.
It's great. It really is. We got everything. We had everything. We have to do Chris Senior. We got it. We got to do English himself.
But why are you doing him in a Trump voice?
Well, no, I'm not. Harlem, don't say that. Listen, this is history. This is the biggest fight in British boxing history. This is what we are going to view. And Chris Senior, I hope you're there on Saturday. We really do. We want Chris Senior there. We need to get a hashtag started, I think.
Very good, very good. Look at that.
Harlem, thank you very much, mate.
Nice one.
We're at the Oosh TV. Son, we do an oosh at the end. So in 3, 2, 1, oosh.